Hey YouTube, it's Aiden Ritchie here, and this is a YouTube video. Reminder, if you want a lesson, check the link in the description. I don't know, where am I supposed to point for this? Anyway, we're going to go over the old style Bach ball and socket kind of linkage. Is this the best linkage in the world? No, but it's also not the worst, and we're going to go over how to fix it. So, if yours sounds like this, there's just a bunch of slop, there's a bunch of play in it, and it just like clanks like crazy. This is how you adjust it and fix it to make it perfect. All you need is a screwdriver, some hands, some good oil. This is my heavy stuff, right? I think I grabbed the right one for use in the ball joints. And I also have some non-marking pliers. These are kind of just like pliers that will not mess up anything that they touch to tighten some of this stuff down. So first of all, anytime you have a system like this, find out where the slop is. So I loosened all this before we started. All I have to do is hold this in place and then move the lever to find what is making the noise. If you just do this, obviously you're not going to be able to see it, you can just hear it. But if you hold this in place so you're taking this out of the equation, the valve, you can see that the ball is moving in this socket, and it's also moving, if I hold this in place, in that socket. So we want both of those to be tight. And the way these work is actually very simple. They have little retaining rings right here, both sides, and they have a screw portion. This side literally has a screw that you can use a screwdriver in that just screws down on the ball in here. So if I tighten this all the way, as far as I can, make sure the ring is out of the way, then it works. Okay, that's strange. Let's tighten it a little more. Then it starts to bind up. Now it's stuck because this is too tight. So all I have to do is back this off a little bit. It still works. Tighten it up a little more. It still works. We can see there's just a little bit of play in there. You're probably not going to ever be able to get all the play out. Tighten it a little more. Still a little play, but that's probably good. And then all you do is tighten this lock ring, which keeps the screw portion from moving. And since these actually move pretty easily, I'm not going to use my pliers on them. Sometimes to get them unstuck, I'll use the pliers. Right now, I don't think I need to do that. So now you can see there's just a tiny bit of play in that joint, but not that much. And this one is kind of the same thing, but it's just in a different way. So this cup, I guess, moves up and down. So if I tighten this all the way, tightened, it kind of binds up and feels really slow. And it already loosened itself, that's why we have these lock rings. So now I'm going to back it off just a little bit. Hold this in place to see if there's any slop. There's basically no slop right now. That's where I want it to be. And now that this is in the right place, just want it to remain there. And tighten these against each other just a little bit. Ta-da! And then, of course, what was probably not on here already is enough ball joint oil to make sure all the parts are lubed. And that should do us pretty well. And now it works. It's basically silent. And I don't know, is there anything else you really want? There's still some slop. You'll notice the lever itself, and it's kind of hard to show because the whole horn has to move. There we go. There's some slop in this joint, and of course I want to oil this as well, and I think this one's actually loose, so I'm going to tighten it. And there's no getting rid of that because this would just have to be replaced. There's no like tightening it down so it doesn't move. But there you go. That's how to fix the Bach ball and socket linkage to make it just about right. Sometimes they can be completely worn out to the point that you can't tighten the stuff down enough, but I have not had a horn yet that wasn't almost fixable. Is this the perfect linkage? No, but it's also not the worst. And that's all I got. See you guys next time.